Tony?
Mike Skinner's not been happy with his truck, so he's looking for a little help from his teammates, which we just heard over his radio communication.
All right, what do we do here? We go another one on the track bar? Yeah, we're good to go there. We did a little less on air pressure like the 23's got. Then see what happens. If not, we'll go back to what we had. But according to the data, that's going to help it off the corner. Off the corner drive is what we're looking for here. So this should be a little bit better. We'll see what happens.
That's one advantage.
Teammates helping Mike Skinner. They go with the air pressure of Johnny Benson. Hopefully that'll bring his Toyota Tundra alive. Rick?
Yeah, and obviously Johnny Benson running second right now. They would love to emulate that setup.
Well, and Johnny Benson, we're getting reports from the pit that Hornaday and Kyle Busch have both said Johnny Benson's got the truck today. He's fast. What needs to happen, like I said a minute ago, he needs some help from not only his pit crew guys and the guys down there making the adjustment, but also he wants to know what Benson's doing. He's got a fast truck. Hopefully they can parlay that information into improving that truck over the last 40 laps.
That was a great corner that time for that 51 of Kyle Busch. Johnny was right up on his rear bumper. Kyle was able to gain about 5-6 truck lengths that time on Johnny Benson.
Kyle Busch, Johnny Benson 1 and 2. Last time by the start-finish line, it was just 0.2 of a second separating the two. It's a half a second now. Aerial coverage provided to you by Goodyear. For track-tested technology, get there on Goodyear Innovation. Do they have tires on the Goodyear blimp?
It's got to land somehow.
Yeah, they got to set it down somewhere.
It's got Krista. It's got Krista.
And it's got Krista driving it. Well, race day fans, we're looking for your photos. Show us your colors of speed for a chance to see yourself on race day. We will select the best photo and show it on air. It's all part of My Race Day. Upload your photos to speedtv.com. Keyword My Race Day. While we were taking a look from up above, it was Johnny Benson who made the move on Kyle Busch and was able to get in front of this field now. So Johnny Benson leading here at Atlanta. Kyle Busch has dropped to second. Hornaday, Martin, and Crafton rounding out our top 5.
Talk about two distinctly different lines. Check this out.
See, Kyle's going to slide up the racetrack. We got a little bit loose, a little bit of a wiggle that allowed Johnny to get underneath him. He beats him to the start-finish line, and now he's opened up about a 0.7 of a second lead on Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch was running the top, and when Johnny got there, he said, "I'll try it down low." And when he pinched that thing down and about to spun out with him, Johnny drove around him.
So Johnny Benson in front of the field. Remember, our points leader coming in decided, hey, we'd like to get that same setup that's out in front of this field. So Skinner on the move as well. Welcome back. New leader in front of this field. It's Ron Hornaday has taken the top spot away from Johnny Benson. Hornaday looks to the inside of Benson as they go through the turn. Hornaday able to hold it on the bottom.
Just flat beat him through the center of the corner. Ron was able to keep more throttle down. Johnny stayed on the bottom of the racetrack, but Ron had such a head of steam. They got off the corner. Ron just drove by on the inside.
Adam Alexander.
Talk about a team that brought their A game today, winning the pole. They've not made an adjustment in the 2 stops since they've come down pit road, and Ron Hornaday leading with 26 laps to go. He's been solid. Then there's Johnny Benson on the radio. He said the truck has gone tight for some reason. First time I've experienced that today. And how about this late race rally? Mark Martin trying to come to the front, and we understand now the black flag is coming out for Kyle Busch. We heard a report from Ron Hornaday's radio that his window net was flapping. We understand that he is holding it up, and so the black flag has been displayed for Kyle Busch. It appears he will not be able to repeat a victory today here at Atlanta.
Adam, we've got a great view of that. The window net actually came down at the very back, and that's why Jack Sprague has made some contact. It looks like with something, maybe the inside wall. No caution flag yet.
Jack Sprague into the wall. Let's see if any debris has come out on the racetrack. Doesn't look like it, but now they're reaching for the caution flag, and it will come out. Unbelievable for Kyle Busch.
What an incredible break for Kyle Busch. He was driving one-handed, and that's why he was losing some positions. He had fallen back to the 4th spot. He was holding that window net up, going to try to make it all the way to the end, but what a great break for Kyle Busch in that 51 truck.
And Johnny Benson had driven back around Hornaday.
Let's get a look at how Kyle Busch was having to drive that truck, Michael. See him right here. He's trying to get that thing, and see it's down at the very bottom. It's completely down right now. Kyle is holding that thing up. Hopefully NASCAR wasn't going to see that, and that's why he was doing that. But That's why he lost the lead, lost all the way back to the 4th position.
We kind of needed this caution. There was a lot of stuff going on. Sprague gets loose off turn 2 and hits the inside wall.
You got run into by the 9 of Ted Musgrave. He might have gotten loose a little bit in front of Ted Musgrave. Ted actually got him a little bit sideways, and that sent him into the inside. Well, there's another view. Jack comes up the hill. Ted had a lot of momentum. They make contact right there. Jack's going to make some contact with the inside safer barrier. And that brought out a caution, a well-timed caution flag. Here's another view right here.
Here he lifts his back tires up off the ground. They got to spinning, and
that's the deal. When you know that truck is coming on the outside, he's got a lot more momentum. You can't just pull up in front of somebody like that. And that's what happened. Ted Musgrave had a head of steam there. He made contact and sent Jack into the inside wall.
These guys will all come to pit road now, I think, Phil. This could be a...
On pit road now, Johnny Benson, Ron Hornaday. We're not really sure why Johnny Benson is in front of Hornaday because it was very close when they came back. Let's go down pit road, Tony Rizzuti.
This caution was a good break for Matt Crafton, who said, I came close to wrecking off at turn 2. The truck has got extremely loose. They'll make a right side tire change. They have the left side tires up on the wall. It'll be a 4-tire change for Matt Crafton down to Adam Alexander.
The word for Johnny Benson, loosen me up. Trip Bruce, the crew chief, called for 4 tires. That's not the case for Ron Hornaday. It's right side tires only for the 33, and he is already gone, leaving the pit lane first.
They're 3 wide coming off pit road there.
I was saying a minute ago, Phil, we needed this caution. There was so much going on. Hornaday had caught Benson back and passed Johnny Benson, but he did it after the caution flew, and then Sprague crashes and Bush's neck down. I mean, I was getting confused.
There's a lot of things going on. Ron Hornaday, we want to take a look back at that. You said almost crashed into the back of the 23 of Johnny Benson.
See Travis Kittleson, the 08. Johnny slows down right there. You see, Ron has such a head of steam. The caution may very well have been out. I think they made a slight bit of contact, but Ron did a great job avoiding that 23 totally. He could have really hit him hard and done a lot of damage.
And then a lap before that, Benson was leading. I mean, it just switched all back and forth real quick there.
Less than 23 laps remain from Atlanta. We're expecting another fantastic finish from this speedway.
1 lap to go before the restart. We're going to have 20 laps of racing once we go back to green, and we've got a lot of stories. We've got Ron Hornaday with the lead with only 2 tires. We know there are some 4 tires, I think, back towards the back of the pack, but it's going to be very interesting to see what happens here these last 20 laps.
Now, is that strategy for Ron Hornaday? Do you think they saw what Mark Martin was doing on 2 tires and said, you know what, I think we'd be competitive?
I want 4 if I got them.
Let's take a look at our Just for Men moment, the stay in the game Just for Men moment. How about Kyle Busch doing all he can to stay in the game?
He's running 180 miles an hour, one-handed, because he's having to hold the window net up. He held it up long enough that by the time NASCAR flagged him, he was able to get to pit road by virtue of that caution flag, and he's right in contention.
Unbelievable.
Plus, he had to get to the corner thinking about trying to put a net up and make a turn. One-handed.
One-handed.
Stay in the game with Just for Men hair color. Green flag comes back out in front of the field. Ron Hornaday. Right behind him, Joey Clanton. Atlanta, Georgia native Joey Clanton looking for his first win.
And we've got Rick Crawford. Here comes Johnny Benson on the outside. Going to try to get by Rick Crawford.
2 and 3 wide as they go through turns 2.
Clear by 1.
And I don't know about this 2 tires for Hornaday. I think he's going to be a sitting duck, Phil.
Yeah, I do too, especially if Johnny Benson, that 23 truck, if he got 4 tires. See Mark Martin, there comes Kyle Busch on the outside.
Right around the top of Mark Martin. It's taken Mark's truck 4 or 5 laps to get going. He's really fast, but he loses a lot of ground for the first couple laps.
Even with 4 tires on our most recent pit stop, he lost some ground at the very start.
19 laps of racing to go. Ron Hornaday in front of Joey Clanton, Johnny Benson, Mark Martin, and Kyle Busch.
How about going to move to the inside of that 09?
How about throwing Joey Clanton's name in the mix of all of those guys? How nervous would you be there?
Well, he's got 2 tires, and he's hanging on wonderfully right now. Kyle Busch drops the inside of him, though. Moves into that 3rd spot. Look at these guys.
Battling all over the racetrack. See Travis Quaffle, top 09, right in the middle of that battle. Matt Crafton, they're going to go 3 wide, getting in 1.
Matt Crafton going down on the low side now as he gets to the inside of that one of Brandon Witt.
Skinner was fortunate enough to clear that big group just a lap ago, Phil, and it was tense as he got through. Matt sparing him now.
Crafton looking back on Brandon Witten at number 1 and Travis Quaffle down on the low side of the racetrack.
Travis is going to bring the 30 of Todd Bodine with him. Todd cannot keep that truck down on the bottom. He slid up the racetrack, lost a little bit of momentum. Here comes Chad McCumbee on the very inside in that 8 truck.
2 and 3 wide all over the racetrack. Ron Hornaday now trying to hold off Johnny Benson and Kyle Busch. Here they go, right on his back bumper.
Watch what Kyle Busch can do with 2 hands.
And 4 fresh tires.
That might have helped too. Yeah.
Skinner would rather have 4 tires than 2 hands right now, I believe.
Johnny Benson holding off that 51 of Kyle Busch.
Still there.
See if Kyle's able to make the pass on the inside. Johnny's going to hang tough on the outside. Hornaday continues to lead.
And Hornaday's loving these 2 guys battling side by side right now while their tires are fresh. That means he can take his older tires, have the track all to himself, and maintain at least, Phil.
Mark Martin's going to join this battle too. He's just out of our camera view right there. He's going to pull into it right there. That's Mark in the 4th position as Kyle goes back to the inside.
Another thing we need to look at, we have not had a Cup regular win a truck race all year long, and now we've got 2 of them battling up here in the top 4.
But we have still a truck regular right now leading this race, and another truck regular just pulled back into the 2nd position.
I just like Mark Martin right now, Phil. If this thing stays green, his truck's been really impressive on the long run, and he is right there in the battle for the lead. No ground to make up. He just has to pass these guys.
Look at Kyle. He gets a little bit loose off of 4. Does not get out of the throttle. They're dead even at the start-finish line.
Hornaday still running that low line through 3 and 4. We're seeing smoke out of the 8 of Chad McCumbee. We have yet to see a caution flag, though. We'll see if McCumbee will make it back onto pit road. Black flag had come out for Chad McCumbee.
How Atlanta-esque is this? I mean, here we are with 15 to go. 4 trucks battling for the top spot, and I don't know who to give the advantage to right now. Hornaday's on 2 tires, but they can't do anything with him.
Can't do anything with him. Johnny actually lost a little ground. It's going to allow Kyle a little bit of momentum. He's going to try to drive by the inside.
Kyle Busch ran the high side through 3 and 4. He had the momentum as they came out into the tri-oval, and now Kyle Busch fighting on the inside. Johnny Benson fights right back and takes 2nd away.
Not able to keep the momentum on the bottom of the racetrack. Johnny now is looking at the inside of Hornaday.
Benson with a good run through 1 and 2, got a lot of momentum built up and stayed down low as he follows Hornaday. Now they move 3 separate lines through 3 and 4.
Remember last week at Martinsville when Hornaday just wheeled his way past trucks to maintain or to cut that point and keep that point lead from dropping? Oh, got a yellow flag.
Caution has come out. 12 laps of racing to go. We're hearing that there might be some oil on the racetrack. The 8 of Chad McCumbee was smoking.
And the reason why I say that, Rick, Mike Skinner's done the same thing. He was marred back in 13th when this restart happened. He's all the way up to the 6th spot, battling Joey Clanton for that 5th spot, and he might well be one of the fastest trucks on the track right now.
Yeah, he may join this battle for the lead up here.
We just need to get this oil cleaned up and give these guys 8 or 10 laps to battle for this win. Mark Martin did not want to see that caution because he's got such a good truck on the long run.
Now, as far as points go, as bonus points go, Kyle Busch is going to lead the most laps, so he will get that designation. Well, unless Ron Hornaday continues to stay in front of this field all the way to the end, and then they could end up tying as far as the most laps led. Both Skinner and Hornaday have led laps. That's 5 bonus points apiece. 24 points separate them with just 10 laps to go. We've seen great finishes in the past. This one has all the ingredients for another spectacular ending at Atlanta Motor Speedway.